growing up here in Griffith, we always seen, heard and knew a lot of shit that that proves the existence of Italian organised crime in town. When we was younger, we used to fight with the Italian boys all day, full knowing who their fathers was. But the way I seen it, the older fellas, they were really good to the local Koori boys. If we needed work, farming and they'd give us work. It was the younger ones that always were the cheekier ones. But there's peace with us now. But when we was younger, we'd see them driving down in their Calais, and they'd give us a look, or they'd put their finger up anyway. It'd be on 10 Calais rocking up to the plane that I showed you on one of my videos. Next thing, we're making the court. All the cousins, they're just cruising down on the BMXs, everyone just ready to go to war. And so yeah, it'd be just about to turn up, and then one of the old Italian fellas would come along, and he'd piece it out. He'd say, hey, who's your father or who's your uncle? And the connections would be made, and shaking hands, and everyone would go home. But yeah, as we got older, I started to get into the bizzo a bit. I'd started moving a bit of green. Got in connection with this Italian fella here in town. Never, I won't tell no names, nothing at all. But that was sort of the goal. See, I've heard people say in Sydney, if you start in the bizzo, the end goal is your own imports. In Griffith, if you start in the bizzo, the end goal was making a good Italian connection, because yeah, that was the door open for us. So yeah, I started getting a few Oscars off this Italian fella. I was coming back too regularly. He said, oh, I'll just throw you an elbow. If you don't know what elbow is, I'm not going to explain it. Anyway, we was going really good. I'll say a name that rhymes with his name, so if you are locals, you'll know who I'm talking about. Me and Mo Marty, yeah, we was going really well. I was moving like five elbows a week for him. I was meeting him down at Central Plaza here. He'd always be sitting up over his coffee. I'd take him in envelopes. It all went to my head when I started getting really into it. I was making some pretty good money. Went and bought myself the gold chain. I had the fucking the black leather jacket. I'd go sit next to him while he was having his coffee. I'd be doing these ones, passing him his envelope. But when he got done, that was actually the reason why the first time I went to jail. My first charge was distribution, only mid to low level. So yeah, I couldn't believe the amount of surveillance they had on us. They had cameras right up at the lookout, fucking zoomed in on his house, me pulling up. What made me wild, like, he was always claiming broke to me, wanting me to bring around all the money. When they done him, he had 120 fucking K on his table, the prick. But yeah, me and my Marty, we went a pretty long way. We made some alright money. Later on down the track, I linked up with this another old Italian fella in Griffith. He was looking after me really well. I was moving elbows to Narandra, Leighton, just Cobar, fucking. I was making more money getting on for other towns than I was pumping it out, you know, because if other towns wanted it, I'd just throw an extra K on there for me. I ended up going to jail because an altercation with me and this local highway patrol officer. I hate him. Anyway, so I fucking put the shoulder in him one time when he was off duty, and I got done with assault on the police officer. So I went inside, and I was still doing bizzo with this Italian fella at the time, and I thought he was really good. Like, I thought we was family. Like, I told him I was going inside. He was coming around to see my missus. At the time she was pregnant. He was dropping her off money, food, just doing that check-in. I'm thinking to myself, he's a really legit guy. When I get out, I'm gonna get him a handmade didgeridoo, so, you know, something from the heart, like just to say thank you. Anyway, I get a call from my missus in jail one day, and this old prick he come around there one day and dropping her some money off, and he said, oh, you know what, you turned me on. I didn't believe that at the start, because like I said, we'd done a lot of bizzo with this fella, and yeah, it sort of broke my heart, you know. I was like, oh, Bub, I don't want you to say nothing. Don't pull him up. Just leave it to me. When I got out, I didn't let on to that I knew he'd done something. I continued to do a business with him about 3 months after I got out till I get to a point where he was going to drop off 20k worth of product. I planned it all out that night. I told him that I had the 20k here. That night I sat up, I went on Google, I looked the exact measurements up for a $50 note. I went and got a stack of A4 papers, and I'm there cutting that all night. Anyway, I made this mad fake bundle. And like always, he'd just pull up, I'd throw the envelope on his fucking chair, then he'd take off. So he pulled up, I threw the fat envelope of fucking paper on his thing. I unloaded the product, and as soon as he left, I sent him this product. I said, oi, don't you ever come back to this house again. I said, never forget, your people only run the supply chain. I said, my boys and my cousins, we got control of the streets and the jails. Yous operate in the shadows. It's nothing for us to come to your place of business or catch us in the street when you're having coffee with your family. I said, never forget that. Nothing ever become of it. I knew, see, this Italian fella, he was moving for an even bigger Italian fella, and I was waiting for the blowback. I was sitting here for a couple of weeks, just baseball bats, a couple of upload tools, just thinking it was going to be blowback. And then I realised, and it's because I was speaking to another Italian mate, he broke the rules. So even in Italian mafia culture, messing with someone's partner, wife, that's out of bounds. He knew he broke the rules. So I was thinking, why isn't the fella he's getting off, the even bigger Italian fella, why doesn't he come looking for me? And I clicked on. He wouldn't have wanted to tell his lad that why he got robbed. So I reckon in the end, he would have covered the 20k out of himself and just written it off because he knew he broke the rules, you know. But like I said, growing up, we never feared them, because it's exactly like I said. They do business in the shadows. It would be nothing to go around up a couple of boys, a couple of cousins, to go catch them in their place of business, in the street when they're having coffee or anything, and just run amok on them. So there's always that mutual respect. Like, yeah, we know yous are fucking big movers, but we'll get yous no matter where yous are. Griffith was pretty much built on the Mafia. Anyone who fucking don't admit it, then they're lying. The major wineries in here, in town, where do you think they got the capital to start? But, yeah, that's my experiences growing up here in Griffith.